Alright, I'm going to talk a little bit about some tables that I picked up from Grizzly, about 3.5, 4 years ago. These tables, I got them on sale. They were marked down. I think mainly because they were probably 25 years old, and the rubber wheels were actually rotting off of the tires, but the nylon tires down there, as you can see that one, this one over here has almost all of them off of it, but they still work fine even without the rubber tires. I think they lasted about 4 months or so before the tires started cracking and falling off. But the thing is they're a major asset to my shop. This, these tables probably would lift 500 pounds. And what I've done is I've made this wooden box that fits on top of them. And here's the box. It's basically a piece of plywood that's doubled up on the corners, and it's just 1/2 inch plywood, maybe, yeah, 1/2 inch plywood. And I just made a lip about 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inch lip, maybe 1.5 inch lip, and that lip fits around the edge of the table here. So whenever you want to use this, if I need to lift something off the ground, I can get it up on this table here, and then I can pump it up with this and get it up to a certain point. Let's go ahead and pump her up. And the other thing that I use these for is getting totes in the back of my Ford pickup. And when I first got the Ford, these tables would lift up to the Chevy, but it wouldn't lift up to the Ford. So I was a few inches shy of hitting it. So between the ranges of them, it's a pretty good range of that. And of course, they go down by a hydraulic pump. It's kind of funny without the weight on them. They don't go down quite as fast. But anyway, so this lip right here fits over the top of that. Let's go ahead and set it on top of that. And it's just a friction fit. It sits over the top of it. Gives you some storage. And then it has a work surface that I basically just made the lid where it fits down inside the lid of the box, and nothing fancy, just simply, but it does work. And I'll basically just set it up like that, set it on top of that, give it a shuffle, and it'll sit back on there. And then I've got a workbench that I can move around. It's real easy to steer and move it around the shop. It's an extra, it's an extra high deck. This is, probably 4 feet high. Let's see how tall it is here. It's 42.5 inches tall, and it makes a nice workbench size, a little over 3 foot by 28 inches. And anyway, it's a nice size for that. So whenever you're working on these and you need some adjustable height and you're tired of your back hurting, you can get them down low. If you're working on something right here like this, you can crank it up and get it higher. I use this as an outfeed table to my table saws. Use it as an outfeed table on a bandsaw. Also use it to assemble a lot of projects, and of course painting and finishing. So these are my movable workbenches that are in the shop, and they work out real well. Also works to store different things. There's cavities inside there, so there's like all my lantern kits. Made cedar lantern kits on the CNC, and there's glass, and I think there's 16 kits in there for making lanterns with glass. So it makes a kind of a storage area for projects and that kind of thing. But overall, they're really handy, easy to move around. I think Harbor Freight has these. I think I paid $150 for them or so. I got them, like I said, I got them about $100 off, and they work fine. The casters can lock. If you're really wanting them locked down, then put a wedge or a board down around the feet and get them to lock off that way. But major good idea, and great workbenches and finishing stations, outfeed tables. And for my small shop, Everything's on wheels, everything moves around, and sometimes I'll pull it out through the driveway and work out in the driveway if I need some room. So I'm getting ready to build a ship's ladder for a log cabin, and I've got some oak drying back here, stickered in the back in there in the very back down, and there's some we resawed from trees, and I'm getting ready to take that and turn that into a ship ladder. That's 12 foot tall, so it'll be up there a little ways, and it'll pretty much mirror a regular step ladder, just as far as this part of it goes. And but I need to make it rustic looking. So anyway, that's the tables, and I thought I would throw that out. Now the plywood is just doubled up 1/2 inch plywood. They're glued and screwed together, and they're solid as a rock. I mean, I lift a couple 100-pound logs and stuff up from my resaw table. I'll put it over there on my bandsaw, and when I get ready for resaw, I'll wheel this thing out in the middle of the room, and then I'll put these tables on it, and that sled, and these make a great tool for getting them up there, and they hold the table up, and so put them to great use. So anyway, that's what I'm up to today.